little Brenda lost it all one day, no tears. Government took it all away in fears. Kids, stolen life, a mess, nothing left. But she fought back with every breath. A husband locked away for trying so hard. Brenda's heart took blow after blow. 15 years gone, but hope's a bright star. She showed the world what they didn't know. She's bringing it back, Brenda's new dawn. Living her life, singing her song. Starting over, no chains to bind. Loving it all, pure peace of mind. She's helping others rise and shine, teaching joy from a heart so kind. No looking back, just moving ahead. In her story, no tears are shed. From ashes, Brenda stands so tall. Brenda's living, showing what she can do. She's bringing it back, Brenda's new dawn. Living her life, singing her song. Brenda used to walk these streets with pride. Her husband Chris, a patriot by her side. But the weight of the world came crashing down when the government tried to take the ground. They stole Chris away, said he was a threat. Left Brenda alone with words of regret. CPS came knocking, took her children too. But Brenda stood tall, like the sky so blue. Bring back Brenda, let her light shine bright. She's been trampled on, but she's ready to fight. Don't tread on her, she's got a heart so true. Through the darkest nights, she'll pull through. Every day she fights for what's been lost, pays the price, bears the cost. Whispers of hope through a podcast wave, telling her story, she'll be brave. In the heartland, they know her name, her struggle, her passion, her undying flame. Dreams of a day, she'll hold them tight. Chris and the kids in the morning light. Bring back Brenda, let her light shine bright. She's been trampled on, but she's ready to fight. Don't tread on her, she's got a heart so true. Through the darkest nights, she'll pull through.
Hello. Hey, I forgot a couple people. I tried to share it where I can. Wendy said she'll share, and I'm trying to send it to her in her little comment. It's in my way to do it. Okay, so what else we got going on? What I was getting all excited about today. That's what we should talk about. What's Brenda getting excited about today? What I was getting excited about was what happened in Florida over at Florida State University. Apparently, this 20-year-old guy, this is son of a deputy. I'm not sure exactly what town that was, because every time they did how they do the press conference there when these shootings happen or whatever, it's a big production of how wonderful they are and how they were there, but seems like to me they're always a little bit too late. But in any case, yeah, this guy killed or unalive, should we say, took the lives of 2 people and injured 5 others. And they're talking a little bit more about it. I never listened to the whole thing, but Darren, if you see something on that FSU shooter who was a deputy's son, we should, I was just about to look that up, see if I can find anything more on it, because all I seen was this news conference. I'm wondering, does anybody have any, live footage of this or what? Not that I like to see gruesome things, but it seems like it gets people's attention, and sometimes I wonder if that's why these things are happening, is like, look at me, I want some attention. But anyways, apparently this guy had access to the deputy's weapons in her own house, and he was part of a youth advisory council. So yeah, I don't know if this was something through the university there, if it was through the sheriff's department. But can you imagine this?
As Florida State University has now announced that we are following some breaking news out of Tallahassee, Florida, and I wanted to share this live look with you right here. You can see a very heavy police presence right here. This comes as Florida State University has now announced that they have an active shooter in the area of the student union. They are urging everyone on campus to seek shelter. And as we get more information, we will bring you the very latest right here on Live Now from Fox. But this is a live look there on the FSU campus. You can see a large number of law enforcement presence. And you can see that at least this particular road right here has been blocked off. This is Tennessee Street and Woodward Avenue. This is a traffic camera in this area on FSU's campus. This is in Tallahassee, Florida, where the university has reported an active shooter in the area of the student union, urging everyone on campus to seek shelter. We are going to continue to bring you all of the details as this is breaking news. Just getting in this information into our Live Now from Fox studio. No indication as of yet as to when there might be a press conference or an update, but this is a live look right there from Tallahassee, Florida, specifically on FSU's campus, as the university has announced an active shooter in the student union area. That is all the information that is being shared at this moment, but you can see that there is a very heavy police presence. In fact, another vehicle arriving there on scene, another several rushing to the scene with their lights flashing. And you can
who the shooter was. Nowhere in that little clip from the local news did not have the information that I saw on this. So, Darren, I put it through Messenger that I don't know if we want to go through that whole thing, but it's interesting to me. And again, all the time, I swear to God, every time I see these cops going in front, especially in Florida, because God forbid, what's happening in Florida all the time, okay? And then they come out saying, oh, we're so proud of, the people that were there. Too late, obviously, because in my opinion, they're too busy helping CPS and going after people that they feel are threats that don't have any like criminal record or anything like that. But this, I guess, right under their nose, they have, does that apple not fall far from the tree with this one? You have a deputy that's allowing her son access to these guns. I mean, what is the law in Florida about guns? Are you do you have to be 21? I don't even know what that is anymore. But everybody's coming in here. Goop King, 420.
County Sheriff.
Oh,
Shooter is
that's
20-year-old
I thought he was a
Phoenix
sheriff.
Eichner. And he's the son of a Leon County Sheriff deputy. Deputy Eichner has been with the Leon County Sheriff's Office for over 18 years. She has a tremendous job that she's done. Her service to this community has been exceptional. Unfortunately, her son had access to one of her weapons, and that was one of the weapons that was found at the scene. And we will continue that investigation into how that weapon was used and what other weapons perhaps he may have had access to. We will make sure that we do everything we can to prosecute and make sure that we send a message to folks that this will never be tolerated here in Leon County, and I dare say across the state.
Leon County, is that what I guess it's somewhere close to Tallahassee then. Yeah, and I was just thinking about that. Every time I go through Tallahassee, which hasn't been for a while, I did a couple times in the past year, and I'm always wanting, like, I got my signs with me. I want to get out there and over to Tallahassee Capitol and say, hey, look at me and look at what I don't have with my kids. And yeah, you guys, if everybody's joining in, I just want y'all to know I have a new TikTok, because these sons of bees come in here and took my TikTok down saying because of multiple violations. Now, how many times they did that to me now? I think now I'm on my 5th account, okay? Because there was no past violations whatsoever, none at all. And all of a sudden, boom. And that's why, when people ask me, like Heidi, she asked me, Brenda, why don't you share my TikTok post? You know why? Because this is what happens when I share TikTok posts of somebody else's. My thing goes down. So, I mean, you want to unfriend me for that? I mean, you guys got to, some people got to get real. Sorry to say, Heidi. That's kind of upsetting to me, because she's saying she's blocking me because I'm not sharing. This is not what it's about. I don't do that. I don't go on Facebook. I don't go on TikTok to share other people's stuff. If I see that it catches my eye and these things that I'm passionate about that happen, then I share in the little messengers of the little chats that we have. I share in the messenger, or I'll put it on my Facebook, because it seems like this TikTok stuff, unless I get in there, I feel like sometimes I used to, but like I say, all my TikToks are going to go down. What am I going to do? Repost all that stuff now? I'm glad to keep track of it, because we've got Dr. Death in here. We got Fact Over Lies. We got Debbie Anderson. Hey, Debbie. And Goop King. This is new to me, 420. Yeah, it's coming up, 420. You guys ready? Yeah, well, I used to live in Maine, where Darren is now, not exactly right in that area, but this was like Old Town, Maine. That's where I met Captain Joint. He used to write for the High Times magazine, and they opened up a little shop over there, and it was very nice. That was before it was, I think it was legal medicinally then, but as soon as I move away, it's recreational use. But we met some good people down there, and he had a fight of his own. And it's been a while, but that's where the kids were born, right? Not that far from there. The youngest two that they took away. I just remember, those good times, meeting, people having, a picnic or something like that. And Just enjoying. She used to make those. Just trying to do a little business there, as well as they had a doctor over there writing prescriptions. Ends up that didn't work out so well. Apparently, the guy that was licensed to do that, this doctor, almost got them in trouble. I remember that. That was kind of funny. But they put their Captain Joint shop right next to the. It was like the city hall. It was very interesting how that worked out. But yeah, that's what I say. You meet some good people along the way, and I don't forget anybody. I might not remember your name always, but I definitely remember a name and a face. So, Brent, how you doing? You must be pretty good because your name just starts like mine, so you got to be good. Yes. Hello. Hello, Chris Brayton. Brayton, is that how you say it? But the king for 420 is saying CPS closed the case with me and my wife. What? All right, it is a good day. He does. Okay, whoever you are, king, you're the king of the news today. Okay, because this is what we like to come in, get people in here with some good news. Because gosh darn it, we got enough bad news in our life. Man, that's good news. Really great. I mean, and like I say, we say, we to do a lot of trash talk about CPS, but there are some good people in there, and there are people that do good. Okay. And we're just, hoping and praying that more and more of these CPS workers and these judges see this for the reality it is, okay? Because it's, for one, disgusting. For another word, it's you're committing a federal crime, and and yada yada yada. Okay, so yeah, I was just thrown off today by that story that's going on in Florida, because it really, it's really disgusting to me that our law enforcement are like going on a fishing expedition for people that they don't like exactly what's coming out of their mouth, because maybe they're saying, they don't like the truth. Maybe some people don't like the truth. What are you sorry about, Dr. Death? Don't be sorry. What do you say? Don't be sorry. Get even. No, I'm just kidding. Watch and enjoy. I don't know what you guys going on. Two shooters. Oh yeah, yep. There was two shooters. Is that the one we were talking about? Florida has stand your ground law. I wonder what happened there. Yeah. We're going to try to do some research on that one, because I've got enough research going on, guys, with, going through my case. And I think Danielle was talking about this the other day, how you can get through, keep on checking through your paperwork, because especially if you've been in it for a while, you haven't looked at it for a while. And I'm going through some of my paperwork. I'm like, look at this. I highlighted it. Look at this, and then you can start getting those facts together and say, okay, now that I know a little bit more about what happened in my case, maybe I can take the steps to see if we can't get this changed up, because obviously there's crimes in my case, and they're just every day I'm finding something that I can't believe that when I brought it up at the time that it wasn't addressed. Because if in my case we had went through a TPR, right, and they had all these witnesses are coming up as supposed to be expert witnesses. Oh my gosh, isn't that a joke with their expert witnesses already? Whoa, don't even get me started. But in any case, we weren't allowed to have any upper witnesses, and things like they've been saying through us inside the court, like why don't we just, like my husband says, why don't we just use truth and fact? And she's like, truth and fact won't work here. We got to play their game. And I'm like, to me, this is not a game. This is my life. Because if you're anything like me, guys, your kids are your life. And it's almost like you don't have a life without your kids, is what it seems like to me. Because then, just like everything falls apart, and then you got to just climb up, and you got to really start thinking, guys, about the good things that's going on in your life, because these good things is what you got to hang on to, because your kids need you to keep it together, because they're counting on you. And look at, like, we having success stories, because these are people that didn't give up. Okay. And even though we know sometimes we're dealing with people that aren't in our best interest, you just kind of like try to go with the flow and see if you can't do your own research in the background, and just don't make waves, and just see if it might work out for you. I can tell you, I think my problem is just that this whole entire town is just like this whole Third Circuit. I mean, it's known. If anybody wanted to look it up, I'm not joking about this. I mean, I don't mean it to joke, but I'm not lying about this, because the Third Circuit in Dixie County, the Third Judicial Circuit in Dixie County, in 2022, Michael Osteen, who is the county attorney, or was a county attorney, was arrested for bribery and conspiracy. He's been working with these judges that were responsible for taking my children for many years, probably taking a lot of other children as well. And then the state attorney as well, Jeff Sigmeister, bribery and conspiracy, both of them got like 9 or more years in prison. And to me, once I read this article about it, it was like Attorney General information or something. And I found out the people that were doing this investigation, because they says there are still 3 judges in the Third Circuit that are being investigated. And I'm like, oh, well, really? Well, this is very interesting, because here come find out they're arrested in the same time period as all these crimes were committed against my family, and my children were stolen, and my husband's trying to run for sheriff, and boom, boom, boom. It was just like a downward spiral with that. First, they're putting trespass orders on us when we still had the kids, like setting us up for the future so they can say, oh, look at these people. They have trespass orders against them. And and I seen how they did use it. So to get back with that, like fast forward after termination, when I saw my daughter in these deplorable conditions in a foster house in Charlotte County, Florida, and she's asking me to get her out of there, I get the discoveries for that case. So it's a whole different county. I mean, that's way far away. It's like 7 or more hours away from where we lived. Like I say, they shipping my kids off halfway across the country. One's on, in Lake City. The other one's in Charlotte County. And then here I see these evaluations that were done like a month and a half before we had our TPR hearing, which was December of 2017. So in 2017, we went through trial. Do you think this lady that did this neuropsychological evaluations, like 9 pages, wasn't even in any of my paperwork for the Dixie County case, the children's case? None of that. Her name was never even brought up. And she did this evaluation, said that my daughter, who's autistic, needs to be in contact with me for her social, behavioral, and emotional well-being, and that this needs to get to the judge ASAP. And I'm like, whoa. By this time, guys, I was already filing it with the U.S. Supreme Court. And by the time but I mean, they throw me in prison for trying to save my daughter. After that, that was in May of 2019. Now I have no idea where my daughter or my son is, even though I had their older brother was approved and certified, ICPC, did the home study, did parenting classes, all this to adopt his siblings. And after they throw me in prison, they adopted my kids out to strangers, so they said, on April 1st of 2020. So this is why, you guys, April's not such a great day for me. And I am telling you, April 1st, 2020, and then the kids were taken April 4th of 2016. So even though spring has sprung, I mean, Brenda's usually down in the dumps about that time, but I'm just usually trying to just get encouraged with there's so many other people. I'm so glad I have people to talk to, parents, other parents that have been victimized by CPS in these dependency courts. And I never had that before. Because I don't know. Me and my husband had stuff to do. It's like when he's not having to be here. It's nice to have others to talk to, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate Darren doing all this and getting us on the show and letting us do our own thing. And I think that's really great. And like Darren's talking about, we got to everybody like pull together and say, this is it. We got to hit it. And what I think we got to hit up is everybody make sure you have your case information together and all the names of the judges and all the names of the your court appointed attorneys. And if you have that much and your kid's date of birth, I say let's hit up these attorney generals in each state and say, look, this is what we have here. We have all these crimes committed. I mean, we can go over, but it's something like we want to enforce the 18 USC 242 and 241, right? Because the dependency judges are guilty and the court-appointed attorneys as well. And for them to do that, that's a federal crime. So that's why we can file this federally, guys. We can hit up these federal attorney generals from state to state. I mean, look yours up. Type in your county and your state and say, who is the federal U.S. attorney for this county and state? Okay, mine came up. It was a lady that was appointed by Trump, started in January. So maybe this is a good thing. I'm hoping to find some good people in Florida because I'm not as lucky as Danielle have going on with some good people down there in Georgia. There's really some good people. She even had like somebody working on her case. The probation people definitely help you. I did have some good officers for my probation as well, I do have to say, but I mean, they never went above and beyond like that to try to get, help with the kids. That was a whole different case. They wouldn't even touch anything like that. I had one on five visit with my kids Tuesday afternoon, just me and the kids. Oh, okay. You had the one-on-one visit. Is that what you're saying? Oh, yeah, man. See, that's great. Just you and the kids. See, again, that's fabulous news you're giving us. Because like I say, so many of us just that never happened for us. And like I say, maybe they're starting to get the idea is, they can't be keeping on our kids anymore. We're going to have more and more success stories when they're realizing, we're on to them. Okay. And we're not going to allow this to happen to anybody else because knowledge is power, and we know a lot more than we did yesterday. We could hope to say that. In any case, I don't know why my phone is beeping, but any case, what's going on with you guys? Yeah. So tomorrow is Good Friday. Not good for a lot of us, but we're gonna get through it. I mean, we can think of the good memories and try not to, get depressed about this. Try to see if you can get out and with what family you do have. There's other family. Okay, we can't forget that we haven't lost completely everything. And when somebody's got family, somebody's got friends, and I'm sure there's somebody out there that you could spend some time with on the weekend and help you get it, through it, and maybe, make yourself something nice to eat and go for a walk in the park. I like to do that. We have a really nice walking park over here. It's got ducks and everything. You could take the ducks something to eat if you wanted to. Um, I like to get out in my yard and just, go at it with tearing up the weeds or whatever I got to do. Cause I got this chain link fence, on the back of my property. And oh my gosh, I've never had any luck with weed whackers. I'm telling you, they're not for me. And I just decided to wait till it rains a lot and try to just rip them and rip and tear. Any case, I'm just messing around with you guys now. It seems like I try to go cross-eyed looking at that screen over there because I got it connected to the big screen, and that's why you guys notice I'm always looking over, because otherwise, I mean, I could put my phone on and I wouldn't be looking at the big screen. So, let's see, is there anything else in the news we want to talk about? I mean, it seems like every day there's some kind of planes falling out of the sky or helicopters. I mean, it's getting to be old news by now. I mean, how can there be so much? And look at this. What do we got? Grady Judd's talking about on an arrest of high school football coach. Oh boy, 10 hours ago. So this guy, did anybody ever see this? He comes on Fox 13, and this is another Florida guy. I watched this channel because I don't know, some of us had like a theory is like this guy will come out and kind of makes light of the situation, kind of jokes and stuff like that, but he always holds up pictures of these criminals, and there he is again holding up these pictures of the criminals. He's 31, he says, and the head football coach for some high school, and Bartow High, he's saying. The high school we know, he was a well, he went to the high school when he was a child. He's some predator now. Wow. And that's why I say, I'm glad I started homeschooling my kids when I did with everything that's going on in these schools. I mean, if it's not them trying to, make your child into a different sex, it's the school shootings that are happening. But and then you got to worry about some predators. I mean, how safe is that? I mean, it's a scary situation. Things have gotten so completely horrible. And like I said, it's just like a circle, like the circle of life, but it's almost like the circle of death. Am I right? Because I mean, it's just like the kids that are being fostered, they're gonna get into crime. They're gonna get into prostitution. I mean, the statistics are very high. I know you guys probably have looked at it in the past. Who wants to keep talking about this Newman Groom stuff? But it's amazing to me how it seems to me, and unless I'm paying a lot more attention, it seems like things have gotten a lot worse. And not only with the crimes against children, children being taken, sexual predators, school shootings. Then you got the weather. Like I say, if y'all didn't believe in God and didn't believe, how they've said all my life, oh, these are the end times. These are end times. Well, gosh darn it. Something's got to give pretty soon, guys. Like I say, just like keep in touch. I'm so glad there's so many people are watching today, because that really shows that you guys are passionate about this, and I know I am as well. And we got a lot of people working hard, and a lot of people that are working hard for our children that aren't getting a dime for it. And I think those are really the best people to have, because to me, I mean, you can't put a price on this. All right. This is my better half. I'm going to take this call. We might want to see if he wants to say anything live. And like I say, he's a political prisoner, but what are you going to do? I mean, they're locking away our kids and our mates.
Your current
It
balance
seems like we had that problem like all our life. People trying to break us apart. You know, it's disgusting.
And is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
Hey, how's it going? I'm still on live. Don't say anything too sexy. I'm still doing my show. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just wondering if you had any words from the underworld.
I love Brenda. I love you. Love you, Brenda.
I love you too. I love you. We're talking. I was mentioning how all this stuff going on, you know, in the news, or just like constantly stuff going on in Florida too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's there was I'll tell Chris, there was a deputy that had a son somewhere around Tallahassee.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and that was at the university. Yeah, that's at a university. But in any case, like I say, they'll do everything they can to tear. Like I said, this is my love calling, but they do everything they can to tear us apart. But we won't give up, will we? And Chris, we've got his appeal going on, and things are looking good for that.
I love you very much, beautiful.
All right.
I'll see you later.
All right. Thanks for calling. I love you very much. And yeah, I'll be, we're going to be wrapping this up in about less than a half hour. So call me back whenever. All right.
I love you.
All right. Love you too. All right. So that's nice. Let's see. We got everything going on. He's doing good. Doing a little bit better. Hopefully, there's promises that he's going to get into a veteran dorm over there. I mean, you guys, I heard something else that was happening in Marion County with the jail conditions and all these horrible things that were happening in the jail, inhumane conditions. I'm telling you, same thing going on in what do you call it? Bay Correctional Institution or whatever they call it. I think they call it a rehabilitation. There's no rehabilitation going on over there. Rehabilitation is the last thing that's happening over there. So hey, Jonathan, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. But the thing is that's what Chris is saying. And we're trying to get it together with whoever the chief of security or whoever's in charge of this. They're wondering, why there was so many questions towards them. And then they sent Chris to a psychologist, and Chris wanted to ask a question to, the psychologist. Did the inmate that pissed all over his bedding, did they have to go to the psychologist? I mean, why are they sending him to a psychologist just for questioning the fact that he's not getting the uniforms and new bedding? I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, and a lot of times I don't know who they're hiring on to these guards in here, because it seems to me they're not passing any drug screens or anything like that. They've got quite the selection of people that they're putting in these, and they can't keep guards in there. That's a problem. They're like understaffed and something else. There's so many darn prisoners that they're understaffed with that, and there's so many darn children in foster care. There's nowhere to put them either, except that's what we come in and say, well, why don't you just send them back home where they belong, So we have a little bit of good news today. It's always good to hear from Chris, so I know he's okay. I did figure out he is actually able to send me a video as well. Yeah, that's a sanitary issue. That's exactly what I'm saying. Thanks. Now, is it Luis or Louis? Louis. I never got the spellings of that right, because there's and then there's Lois. I mean, but Lois is something different. It wouldn't have the U. So Oh, you're Darren's cousin. Hello, Darren's cousin. Nice of you to stop. Yeah. What about this? And to me, oh my gosh, yeah, it's just like, and though I don't understand how they could, like, I know that they used to say in Charlotte County Jail, oh, we serve nutritious meals every day, and I'm thinking, what? I don't know. I have no idea, because to me, a nutritious meal would include like a salad, some fresh vegetables, some fruit, not some slop or some bread. I mean, that's not, and then you're not getting outdoors. This facility he's at has no, it's like one big building. And it's not like you walk outside to go to chow and you walk outside to go to, medical and stuff like that. Everything's inside. I mean, how good is that for somebody to get no sunlight? I mean, they're creating zombies over there, And then, however they're doing it, the drugs are getting in there because they're smoking that fentanyl. This one guy is smoking it right in my husband's room. Like, they're closed down in a locked cell. So how is that like going to affect my husband? Yeah, wow. Can you wonder why my husband wants to be in a different pod or room or something? Do we ask too much? I mean, geez, Louise. He's like, can I have a smoke free room, please? Aren't they all supposed to be smoke free? In Louisiana jail, a little jail in DeSoto Parish, they had this was what, in 2019. I was being held there because of this, my daughter, and all that happened with me trying to rescue her. But we got pretty far before they decided to extradite me back to Florida. But in any case, I don't even know what I was going into with that. My wife and I have been through it. My wife was accused of a crime she didn't commit. And again, it's like that's the same with there's a lot of accusations I find in these cases, but no proof. I mean, there was, I'd say, at least probably a handful of accusations that they wanted to bring up during our dependency case. But that was not the reason they took the kids. The only reason the kids were taken is because they decided to arrest both of us for a little bit of weed. And the kids would have been unattended all night long, I guess. They probably could have made it a night, I would think, but my husband thought he was doing the right thing. They were 10 and 12. We were supposed to be back in 20 minutes because it's really right down the road. If we didn't show back up, I mean, they would probably be scared. I think my son was smart enough. I mean, he knew, my son's number. He knew the preacher's number and all that. But yeah. So your wife was arrested for protecting her daughter, Darren's cousin, as well. Yeah. And that's the thing. I was arrested. I was charged with kidnapping at first, but they wanted to give me kidnapping, interfering in custody, and crossing state lines. Something about interfering with custody without like a court order or something like that. Like I didn't have the right to my own child. But things that I've been looking up, if your child, whether it's your child, it's a foster child, or whoever it is that sees a child being abused, you have every right to get that child out of that situation. So what's the deal? So they ended up, they dropped the kidnapping charge, but still the only deal I got was they said 2 years in prison followed by 3 years probation. I waited months and months. They never went down on that plea deal. They said they would drop the kidnapping if I took just the interfering with custody and crossing state lines. But I remember it was like, I remember it as it looked like a fortune cookie little piece of paper that the attorney came around, the court-appointed attorney came around to my room and said, this is what the prosecutor sent. what she did was kidnapping, and that they were sticking to whatever that thing was. So yeah, what she did was kidnapping. No, it wasn't. Because my daughter was asking me to get her out of there. What they did was kidnapping. So that's what I'm saying. Over in Charlotte County, it was a dependency case, but that judge, Judge Mason, that was over there, I mean, he's well aware of that my daughter was living in deplorable conditions. I mean, we had the pictures. I had my husband and I had picked up the car on my daughter's leap pad. We had all these pictures, and besides my phone, of the conditions that she was in. You had her on. If you guys ever look at my YouTube page, I think it's just Brenda Cambrun on my YouTube. I have look at my videos. My daughter. Pretty much her statement, and what all she was saying is, I never want to go to foster care again. She said it's all Jason's fault, and it's all Miss Mary's fault, and those were the casework and the casework supervisor for the partnership for destroying families. Anybody else deal with these partnership destroying families or Devereaux? Because we're finding this Devereaux is all over the United States. We know they're in California, they're in Florida, in different parts of Florida. The other day, I'm talking to my friend that lived not too far away where I did in Florida. They're calling this public library, partnership library. Come to find out, she's trying to do some fax and some work up over there, printing some stuff out and faxing some things. And here, the fax is in between the hallway where the Partnership for Strong Families is connected to the darn library. I mean, what do they got going on there? A whole Steal Our Kids idea? Let's go. The kids could go to the library and she said she's seen a group of kids there. She says, God knows who those people were, like over there with these kids. Who knows if they were their own kids? Probably not. Because, I mean, yikes, that was a crazy situation. Those Partnership for Strong Families, Devereaux, I mean, especially she was in Gainesville. So there was the in-between Old Town and Ocala is that Gainesville. So it was kind of like a halfway point for her or whatever. But I thought that was weird. And she kept telling me I've even known her, a year or so? No, Brenda, I've never heard of partnership or anything like that. No. And then she's just basically doing some stuff, still fighting for her son. And she finds out this crazy information. Like, and even in her case, the social worker is like a cousin to the abusive father of her child. So yeah, crazy stuff. I mean, how can they do that? There's got to be a breach of confidentiality or whatever you want to say. And when she's trying to fax things, they're taking personal information from her, saying what's your birthday and all this other stuff. And they're like, she's hearing them whisper things like, "Oh, let's go. It's it's her. She's got a camera, Why are you concerned about this lady that goes to a public place and wants to video something? I mean, what do you have to hide? It's kind of weird. That's what I always thought. The people that don't want to be filmed, why not? What's wrong with you? Anyways, to me, it just seems like they're showing their guilt. Oh my gosh, Lewis, 20 years. That's crazy. Yeah, and no one's listening to the kids, and they'll put kids words in the children's mouth. Oh, your child saying this, your child saying that, and they're going up in the court of law saying your kid is saying this, but we've never heard it from the child. They say they have a tape of it. The tape is inaudible. That's what happened with us. They said, "Oh yeah, your kid's saying this. Guess what? You can't have visit anymore because we're saying your kid said this," and it didn't happen. Oh man, that's why it's weird to me that a lot of these law enforcements, I don't know how it is in your state or your little town or whatever, but the littlest towns are the worst because these supposed to be protecting, to serve and protect, and more often than not, they are protecting themselves and not us, the people and the children. Like, Darren, did you see that where we went over it on our show last night? I sent it to Herbert because Herbert's the ex-police officer, and I'm saying what in this scenario where this boy is out with all the neighbors know he has autism, okay, severe autism, okay, and maybe one of the neighbors didn't know because somebody called the cops, okay. So the kid's out in his own fenced-in yard, okay. That how tall are those fences? You know about how tall they are. Come up to your waist. For a kid, it's probably coming up to his head or whatever. I mean, I think it was 16 or something. But in any case, he's just just wobbling around like maybe he's even a toddler. The way he was walking, to me, didn't look like any danger to anybody. There's 4 cops on the opposite side of the fence. Bang, 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 bang. I think they said it was 8 shots into this. Why aren't they using a taser or something if they felt threatened? The thing is they felt threatened for their life. Are you telling me from this kid doing this? I don't understand. Do they have those certain kind of what are they? Some kind of thing. What do they call those guns? They're not guns, but they'll take somebody down. It'll like it's kind of like a taser gun or something. It puts them down for like a half hour until the cops can arrive or something like that. That doesn't harm the person. But I mean, they're using a gun on a child. That to me, and then what do you think the child's going to live through 8 bullets in him? No, it didn't happen. We talked about that yesterday, but Lewis, I don't know if you were there. Boy, I tell you, it's been on 9 years for me this month. Those 9 years. And yeah, I appreciate the you saying that you're sorry about that, because I'm sorry for anybody that's got to go through this. It's sad, and it's like I say, the worst off is the children. That's what's the worst about it, because if I mean, we're having struggle as adults trying to get through this, I can't imagine what these kids are going through, because they're not at home. They're in some strange place that they have no idea. They have no idea. All they can do is just listen to what these people are telling them and probably taking it as fact. I mean, they're very susceptible. I mean, nobody ever talks about Stockholm syndrome anymore. I mean, that's the first thing we were thinking when they're keeping the kids so long. And I don't know about you guys, but they were saying, well, if you sign this mediation here and promise to go through the case plan, which the court appointed attorneys are saying, oh, they're really not asking for much. She's saying this is going to be the fastest way to get back your kids. And my husband's like, no, I don't think so. I think we should go right to trial or whatever. But like I said, they manipulated our minds to think this would be the easiest way to get back our kids. And that right there, that's against the law. That was coercion, okay? And there's so many things wrong with that. So many things wrong with these judges not even just treating you like a number going through there and not even understanding the case. I mean, in my case, how many judges did you have in your dependency case? Was it just one? Because essentially we had 4, because it started off with 1 for a year. She recused herself, and then she said the next on the roster was this Judge Fiegel. Judge Fiegel was supposed to recluse himself right away, but made a big rigmarole about it. She said what happened within a couple of days. It was like 2 or 3 months we went without a judge at all. And then Judge Blue comes in. He's like from Taylor County. We're in Dixie, so I guess they bring him in when there's no other choice. And he knew nothing about the case, and he kind of figures that, oh, we're visiting with the kids at the foster houses, and oh, the kids are able to come home and have our visits there. No, that's not the way it works, Judge. They're not really letting these judges know what the hell is going on here. I mean, and then The worst word I can hear within one of these courtrooms is saying it's they're going to leave it to the department's discretion. I mean, wow, you might as well just bend over because yeah, they're not going to do a darn thing. And leave it to their discretion. It's going to be whatever they want. Do they want the children to have unsupervised visits? Didn't happen in our case. Like I said, all they can think of is sending somebody that has been very successful parenting, but send them to these I've been with my husband, 43 years now. And I mean, we married maybe 42. I think we had our 42nd anniversary, but um, we agreed to go to a marriage counselor, okay? Because my husband's like, oh, every marriage could use a little fine tuning, and that lady, oh my goodness, she would twist that around and she would act like she was the one that said that, and so, it's like weird. The GAL, they did that too. They twisted around what was said at one of the visits. So yeah, I mean, like I say, these young caseworkers coming right out, or young GALs coming right out of college, because if I look on the top of my paperwork for this village counseling center, what does it say? UF Health, UF. What did I just tell you earlier today? That was FSU, Florida State University. I guess UF. University of Florida Health. That's where we used to take the kids. There was a little clinic down the road from us. But again, that UF Health is part of that Shands, and God knows what they got going on, because of that had the whole thing with that Maya girl, where her mother couldn't take the fact that the hospital made some claim or something that she didn't know how to care for her daughter. They got it wrong. CPS came into her life. She wasn't able to see her daughter, and then she unalived herself. And then what? They figured out that they were wrong. The mother was right, and it's too late for the daughter and the dad. I mean, oh, sure, they got some money out of it, but they don't have their mom anymore. So that's pretty sick and disgusting that, nobody, just like some of these people don't bat an eye for things like that. Again, like what we got going on with this guy that's a son of a deputy. To me, that's big freaking news. And I think somebody getting 15 years for a cartoon is also a big news. Darren, have you seen any of this on the news? No, nobody has. Nobody has. That's what's going on in Florida, guys. Third Circuit, Dixie County, they want to feel threatened by a cartoon. And what they're really threatened by is the guilt that they are carrying from stealing everybody's kids, and knowing that they've done all these crimes, because it is against the law, guys. And all my life, I've done everything that I can to follow the law. And when I took my daughter, I had no idea that I was committing crime by doing that, because and I still believe I wasn't, because of what I saw when I went to that house. So they better get it together. What is this? The New York Post, 3 hours ago, tropical airplane lands safely in Belize after attempted hijacking by an American. Knife-wielding U.S. national. Wow. He was, the knife-wielding guy was shot. But that's the thing. I mean, a knife, that's another thing that's been happening throughout the last couple of years. People are running around with knives and stabbing people. It just happened with that kid over in Texas. Was that, a football field or a track field? One stab in the heart, and there he's gone. Died in his brother's arms. This is terrible. This is terrible stuff. And that's why it doesn't make sense that they want to make more gun laws. or take our rights to own guns away when people are they're going to use a knife. They're going to, they could use a brick. They could do a lot of other things. But I mean, to my opinion, Trump needs to deputize the people who have been right about these national security issues and these advisories that have been given and just ignored of how to, make this country a better place. I mean, you need the best people in these jobs for the Department of Justice, and let's hope that these people got it going on, because I'm getting impatient, guys. And so we're to the end of the show. We started on time for once in our lives, and it's about time to wrap it up. So I see Gunner might be back there. Somebody's got to ride me out of this show. And I really appreciate you coming along. And Facts Over Lies, anybody wants to come on my show, just email me, BrendaCambrun91@gmail.com, or you could just look up Brenda Cambrun on Facebook or Messenger and send me a note that way, because anybody got something to say, and then all right, guys, thanks for joining. This is Brenda Cameron, and I don't know if we're going to be able to do a show tomorrow. I'm just letting you guys know right now. I have something going on Friday evening. Maybe I can do it over there. Somebody else in. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so send a link. Darren, I think somebody must be having a show later, right? Should be a show about close to 10 Eastern, right? So, yeah, Lewis, are you in the messenger chat? Because I don't recognize his name. They search all the rooms and look around. They find your baby girl. They tell me we got her. Now your family is torn. Oh, I see you. Okay. Nobody cares. All right. I'm gonna add you as a friend, Louis. All right. Send it there whenever I do go on. Alright, this is right before the show. Okay, Darren's showing the show is at 10:30. 10:30 tonight, guys. Be there, be square. Okay, alright, thank you guys. Thank you. Who's in the back, Darren, whoever you are.
What? Who? How's that going? What? Oh, Bruce here. 40. What's up, Corey? No one wants you around. No one believes you did nothing wrong. Hold on a second. You gave your best fight. There was nothing you could do. I'll always remember the lonely December that took my heart out for nothing. There was no reason for what was done. No one listened, not one. As I lay dying on this bed, my visions are you running through my head. I'm sorry for nothing. I didn't do enough. I thought about you always. I didn't do enough. One day I'll be with you again, living in a world that you are in. Maybe that time I'll do it right. I'll be life is over, there will be no more pain. I won't miss you in shame.